Lewisburg. Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. As you know, Cody Zeller was the 4th overall pick in 2013. And Coach Clifford has said he has a lot of physical ability. His basketball IQ is through the roof. He has great intangibles, and he's young. I don't want to limit him in any way, but I want him to progress at his own rate. For us to be good, he's got to be a really big part of it. Kevin, back to you.
An intriguing young talent. Thanks. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Walker with it. 6 points for him. Williams passes to Walker. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. 8 points for Kemba Walker.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Marvin Williams, the former number 2 pick out of North Carolina back in 2005, now in his 10th season in the NBA.
Williams, he's checked in for the Hornets.
Let's see where the Pacers are, Kevin, in terms of the NBA rankings right now. 6th in rebounding, 12th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in free throw shooting as well. Pretty good, but they could certainly stand some improvement there.
And the rebounding is really the key stat that I'm looking at right there with all those numbers you talked about, Clark. You know, this is a team that really tries to be physical, and when they're able to secure boards, that does a lot of things for them. It helps their defense, keeping teams from getting second chance opportunities against them, and it fuels their fast break. You got to love it. I mean, this kid battles just as hard on the inside as he does on the perimeter.
Stolen by George. Three-pointer. Rebound by Williams. To the inside. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Gerald Henderson is not the most lethal outside shooter, but I really like the way he's learning to move without the ball. He's very opportunistic with his cuts whenever his defender turns his head.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Lavoy Allen's checked in for West. Chris Copeland comes in for George. Rodney Starkey subbed in for C.J. Myers. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Walker goes in. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got 4 assists in the game. And Henderson most comfortable, it seems, Steve, shooting from the corners.
Yeah, like most players, you know, Kevin, that's the easier shot, 22 feet instead of 23.9. He shot a good percentage from there. Not really a long-range shooter per se, which is why you didn't see him.
Oh, look out!
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
Stuckey dishes to Copeland. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Tell you, he had all the time in the world to get that shot off.
And Walker kicks to Williams. Buries the long-range jumper. Now just a 3-point Pacer lead.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Walker. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Williams with the ball. And Allen picks him up defensively. Walker's shot is off.
And I don't really like that shot. He can make it occasionally, but to me that's too deep.
And that definitely wasn't one of them.
Poked away. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop. A big dunk at the end of the break.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Yeah, it's one thing to create a turnover, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, that's even better.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Kemba Walker, quick, got a great handle on the ball. He's a blur in transition. And what I like about him is always looking to push the tempo for easy baskets. And he's tough, not afraid of the moment.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for Allen. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And Donald Sloan subbed in for George Hill. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Jason Maxiel's checked in for Biyombo. Vonleh comes in for Marvin Williams. Harrison, he's checked in for Gerald Henderson. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Kemba Walker.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Williams kicks to Stevenson. And that one's good. Stevenson's got his first basket of the night.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Pacers lead by 1. And we'll have the start of a fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Charlotte trailing. Scola out there with Mahinmi. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then there's Solomon Hill. And it's Sloan in the point guard position. That's the Pacers 5. And Stevenson kicks to Vonleh. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson.
Lance Stevenson.
And it's 6 points for Noah Vonleh.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
And Sloan kicks to Mahinmi. Dishes to Hill. Over to the wing. Sloan. The offensive rebound. And another shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen, and they send a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
At the line for 2.
Some changes for Indiana. West is checked in for Scola. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill, and it's Hill in for Donald Sloan. Charlotte in the lead. Hairston kicks to Williams. No good from outside. The Pacers have gone 0-3 to start the fourth quarter. George, that's a 2-pointer. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Stolen by George. That doesn't go either for George. Here's Stevenson. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Roy Hibbert's checked in for the Pacers.
First team foul.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Shot is off. West with some nice D. Now the Pacers moving it up. George has got the ball. Offensive rebound. Off target at the rim.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Stevenson drives in. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Biyombo is checked in for Maxiel. Williams comes in for Vonleh. And Walker subbed in for Mo Williams. No good on the second free throw.
And for Charlotte, as you said, a part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have gone.
And Walker kicks to Stevenson. Clock at 6. Back to Walker. Excellent D there from Hill.
You know, having a direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seem to change their minds every year about who they were going to be. And they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around. And they've got a group that can grow together.
And George with the stuff.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
And the Hornets call time here. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul. Stevenson passes to Hairston. The kick out to Walker. And he gets it to go from the corner. Walker's got the game tied up here with Charlotte.
I love it when a player like this shakes off a poor first half and comes back strong like he has, showing a lot of confidence in his game.
And the Pacers call time here. The score knotted at 34. 1:49 left to play in the final quarter. And some changes here for the Hornets. Henderson comes in for Hairston. And Mo Williams subbed in for Lance Stevenson.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, how about Paul George in this one? He has 23 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
Well, 12 points from long range, so the defense has to figure out a way to defend him a little differently, try to get into his airspace.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana. Walker dishes to Williams. Back to Walker. From 13, Walker missing again. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. That's good. 27 points for Paul George.
Just 2 makes on 7 shots this quarter, and he just looked lost out there in the fourth. It's obvious he doesn't have any confidence right now.
Now here's Walker. Passes to Biombo. The kick out to Williams. The long 3. David West grabs the miss. And it's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession. And a wide open look for Walker. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Boy, watch out, watch out. Walker has caught 5.
Guys, this possession could decide their fate.
So that means they've got to be very careful with the basketball right now.
Here's Hibbert. Count!
Oh, what a basket, and at the perfect time.
How about the courage and backbone of this guy? Wow.
"16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's stolen by Hill. Outside, George. From downtown, misses the shot.